So the first product I'm going to be starting with is a mattifying primer, and I believe this is from a men's skincare brand. I got it from Sephora. It's from a brand called Anthony, and it keeps me matte. And then I'm going to smooth over my texture and my pores with the Step 1 Smoothing Primer from Makeup Forever, just in certain areas, mainly just in my T-zone. And then I'm going to struggle with the Smashbox Primer Water because I think I just got a defective bottle because the tip just does not spray. And then I'm going to prime my eyelids for eyeshadow with the Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Eyeshadow Primer, which is my favorite. It's amazing. And then I'm going to go in with this new foundation that I've been trying at the moment. It's the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation. And I'm going to buff that into my skin with the Makeup Geek Foundation Stippling Brush, I believe is what it's called. I've had it for a long time, so I forgot the name. But yeah, this foundation, it was a little bit too pink for me. So I'm just going to buff that into my skin. And then I'm going to tone it with a concealer. So the concealer that I'm using at the moment is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and it's honestly just so great. You seriously need to have this. I'm starting out with the shade Medium because it has a ton of yellow underneath my eyes, bridge of my nose, center of my forehead, chin, upper lip, and the sides of my face. And then I'm going to use the original Beauty Blender Dampened to bounce that into my skin. And then I'm going to go in with the shade Light Neutral to further brighten. And this one does have a little bit of yellow also, but it's more neutral, so it doesn't have too much. But I'm just putting underneath my eyes, center of my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, and my chin. I'm avoiding my lip and my face, so my face doesn't become like super white. And then I tried to contour with this concealer, except for it was just not the right color. This is the bareMinerals bareSkin Serum Concealer in the shade Tan. And I used the RealTechniques little sponges to blend it out. This is like the mini purple ones. They're kind of new. I love these ones over the little Beauty Blender ones because they're a little bit bigger, so they're easier to hold and they don't fall out of my freaking fat fingers. And I just like the shape of this one because the flat side I really like to use to push into my skin. And I blended it underneath my lip because I wanted my lips to be bigger. And for the baking, I usually don't do such heavy baking like I'm doing in this tutorial, but because I was going to work with glitter, that I really wanted to have that loose powder to help me flick off the glitter if it has any fallout. This powder is the Nye Banana Powder, the luxury powder, but I have it mixed in a jar with the Nye Neutral Set Powder because I feel like the banana powder on its own is just way too yellow and it's way too dark, so I mix it with Neutral Set and I keep it in a jar. So I'm baking underneath my eyes. I did a ton on my forehead, and then I also did the sides of my face that's like underneath your contour. And then I'm using the regular Nye Neutral Set Powder with a Mercier powder puff to set the rest of my face, or in the areas that I didn't bake. Starting off the eyes, I'm going to use a base shadow. This is MAC Brulee. I'm going to dust that all over my lid to just kind of set the concealer and the primer that I already have on my eyelids. And for the eyeshadows, I'm using all eyeshadows from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Master Palette by Mario. First shade I'm going to go in with is Lula, I believe is what it's called, all over my crease and all over my lid. Then I'm going to take the shade Isabel with a Makeup Geek Soft Tone brush, keeping it on the outer corners of my eyes in a V formation, and dusting that over into the crease as well to warm up the look. Then I'm going to take a Sedona Lace fluffy blender brush to blend out the edges of the eyeshadows that we already laid down. To deepen the outer V in the crease, I'm using the shade Violetta with the same Makeup Geek Soft Dome brush. I'm just putting that over Isabel to kind of deepen the color a little bit. Then I'm going to take a MAC 217 brush with the shade NYC from the palette, and I'm dusting that mainly over the same areas that we did with Violetta and Isabel, just to deepen it a little bit. And I liked that it was a little bit more purple, so I added a little bit more purple. And then I'm going to blend it out with a clean, fluffy eyeshadow brush. Then I'm going to take the shades Marina and Fifth Avenue mixed together with a Morphe like flat brush, and I'm going to put that where we didn't put any color, so on the inner part of my lid and a little bit in my inner corner, and then I want to buff out the edges with that clean eyeshadow brush again. Then I'm going to take the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Glitter Glue Primer. I'm going to put that on the back of my hand, rub my finger in it, and then press this into my eyelids. And for the glitter, I'm using this glitter that I actually got from the craft store, and it's like a taupey gold. It looks more gold on camera than it really does in real life, but I'm using that same Morphe brush, and I'm just kind of dusting it where I put that glitter glue primer because I didn't want such an opaque glitter. I just wanted like a little sparkle, if that makes any sense. Then I'm taking a contour brush from Bdellium Tools and I'm dusting off the bake. So everywhere that I baked, I'm just dusting it off with this. And for my under eyes, I brushed inwards, like I pointed the brush towards my nose because I wanted to flick off any fallout of the glitter that I got and not just brush it over my skin. I wanted to flick the glitter off. So yeah, then I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit and go in with the shade Banana, and I'm going to dust that underneath my eyes with that same contour brush that I used to dust off the bake. I'm also going to put that on the sides of my face that's underneath my contour and on the center of my face to further highlight. Then I'm going to go in with my favorite bronzer to contour and bronze the skin. I'm using the Benefit Hoola bronzer with this Royal and Langnickel. I believe it's just a powder brush. So I'm doing my cheekbones and my chin, my jawline, that's not my chin, and I'm going to do my temples as well because I have a freaking large forehead. And then I'm also going to pull it down to my neck. Then I'm going to go back into the contour kit and take the shade Fawn with this tiny brush that I have no clue where I got. I'm going to contour the sides of my nose and the tip of my nose. And you can't forget the bottom lip because it makes your lips look so much bigger. And then for blush, I'm going to take Bobbi Brown Desert Pink with a MAC 129 brush and just dust the blush over the apples of my cheeks. And then I'm going to go in with my favorite highlighter ever. This is Becca Opal with a Morphe M501 brush, just on the tops of my cheekbones, a little bit on my cheeks as well, and then kind of near my eyebrow. You can see her. And then I'm going to further highlight with the Mary Lou from The Balm. I'm going to put that on the very top of my cheekbone to make it pop. I'm also going to place that one on my nose, like the bridge of my nose and the tip of my nose and a little bit on my forehead. I'm going to use that same color to highlight my upper lip as well. Then I'm going to use my pinky, just dab that into the highlighter and put that in the inner corners of my eyes. So going back into the eyeshadow palette from Anastasia, I'm taking a pencil brush from Morphe with the shade Lula, and I'm going to dust that all over my lower lash line from outer corner to inner corner, just to give some definition under there so it's not so top heavy. Then I'm going to take the shade NYC with that same brush, and with this technique, I'm going to dab it in certain areas to give me definition in my lashes. For my brows, I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in Ebony with a MAC 266 brush. I'm not using a black pencil for once. I'm going to really define my brows with this pomade. It's like a darker brown, but it's not like black. Then I'm going to just line my lash line a little bit with some liquid liner. This is from NYC. It's an amazing liquid liner and it's super affordable. And for the lashes, I'm using True Lashes. This is supposed to be my 4th style that comes out probably like summer of like 2017. I know it's super late, and I'm still just testing all of my lab samples just to see the quality. But yeah, these are just like thick, fluffy lashes, and I'm so in love. And for mascara, I use the Tarte Lights Caramel Lashes. For my lips, I use the ColourPop Ultra Satin Lip in Magic Wand, and I applied that just all over my lips. I believed it was a little bit too peachy, so I wish I used a different color, but your most favorite nude honestly would work. And then I topped it off with the NYX Butter Gloss in Creme Brulee. It's my favorite gloss. And then I'm going to set the rest of my face with the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. So I want to thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and also follow me on all my social media. Up on the table, she be dancing all night. Where's that foundation? When you dust off the bacon, your face is flawless. I went from a 10 to an 11.